yourself.
Along with the king.
Bernardo?
Have you had quiet guard?
Not enough stirred.
If you meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste.
I think you heard them coming. Stand ho. Who's there?
Friends to this ground, and lead you to the day. Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus. Has this thing appeared again tonight? I have seen nothing. Horatio says it's but our fantasy. I will not let belief take hold of him. Therefore I've entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, not appealing.
Sit down a while.
The opera one comes again, the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar. Speak to Horatio.
What art thou? The usurps this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of very Denmark should sometimes march. By heaven I charge thee, speak!
Is offended. See, it stalks away.
Stay, speak, I charge thee, speak!
'Tis gone. 'Twill not answer. How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy?
Is it not like the king? As thou art to thyself. 'Tis strange.
Thus twice before, and jump at this dead hour, with martial stock hath he gone by our watch.
In what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our estate.
And our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think on it. Therefore, in remembrance of ourself, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, have were, as with one defeated joy, with an auspicious and one dropping eye, with mirth and funeral, and dirge and marriage, in equal scale weighing delight and dole, taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred your better judgments, which have gone with this affair all along, or all our thanks. And now, Laertes, you told us to flip suit. What is it, Laertes? What wouldst thou have?
Dread, my lord, your leave in favor to return to France.
Take thy fair hour. Laertes, time be thine. And thy best graces, spend it at thy will. And now my cousin Hamlet, and my son,
A little more than kin, less than kind.
how is it these clouds still hang on you?
Oh, Hamlet, hast thine emperor off, but thine heart like a friend down Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature into eternity.
Aye, madam, who's calling?
Could it be, it seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is, I know not seems.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know that your father lost a father, and that father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some terms of obsequious sorrow. Yet to preserve an obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. We pray, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as overthrown. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and no less nobility of love than dearest father impart toward son, do I impart towards you. Your going back to school in Wittenberg is most retrograde to our desires, and we beseech you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chief discourtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee stay with us, go not to Wittenberg.
I shall know my best obey you, madam.
'Tis a loving and fair reply. Is ourselves indemnity, you know?
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, resolve itself into a dew. But that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fine. Oh, fine! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows the seed. Things rank and grosser possess merely. That it should come to this. But 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2. How excellent the king was. To this Hyperion, to a satyr. So loving to my mother that he might not between the winds of heaven visit her face to rough me. Heaven and earth must I remember. Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet, within a month, let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. Within a month, or ere those shoes were old, with which she followed my poor father's body like Niobe, all tears. Why she, even she, oh God, a beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Married with mine uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to her tears. Within a month, ere the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flush in her dulled eyes, she married. Oh, most wicked speed, is post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see thee well, Horatio. Or do you forget myself?
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
What is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I prithee, do not mock the fellowship. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Drift, Horatio. The funeral big eats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
My lord, I think I saw him yesterday.
Saw who?
My lord, the king your father.
The king, my father?
Season your admiration for a while, with an attent ear, until I may deliver, upon the witness of this gentleman, this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit and convoy is assisted, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet, and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of pretty nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting. The perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more but so.
Think it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil nor coddle doth besmirch the virtue of his will. But you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and health of this whole state. Then what loss your honor may sustain if with too prudent ear you listen to his songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection out of the shot and danger of desire.
I shall, the effect of this good lesson, keep this much into my heart.
I stay too long. But here my father comes.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of thy sail, and you are stayed for it. But here, my blessing 'tis with thee, and these few precepts in my memory, see thou carry. Give thy thought no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. And do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new unpledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in it, bear to the opposed may beware of thee. Costly a hat is thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not galley. The apparel oft proclaims a man, and those in France are of a most chief and generous station in that, being a borrower, nor a lender be. For loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. But this above all, to thine own self be true, and then it can follow as night the day, that you shall not be false to any man. Go, my blessing 'tis with thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
Go, the time invites you. Your servant's tended.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Dear by Trudely. What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed? I heard it not. It draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. King, Father, Royal Dane, oh, answer me. Let me not burst in ignorance. Tell why thy canonized bones, cursed in death, have burst their cerements. Why the sepulchre wherein we saw thee quietly inurned hath locked his ponderous and marble jaws to cast thee up again.
It beckons you to go away with it. Do not go. No, by no means.
It will not speak? Then I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee.
What if it tempts you toward the flood, my lord? And there is some other horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness.
Your waves me still. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands.
Be ruled, you shall not.
Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say away. Go on. I'll follow thee. Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak. I'll go no further.
My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself. Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak. I'm bound to hear.
If thou wouldst ever thy dear father love. Revenge is found most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Then haste me to know it, that I may, with wings as swift as mediation or thoughts of love, sweep to my revenge.
'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul. Mine uncle?
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts, won to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Ebanon in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth posset and curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. Thus was I sleeping, by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhoused, disappointed, unannulled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, most horrible! If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Fare thee well. Adieu, adieu. Hamlet, remember me.
Remember thee? I, thou poor ghost. While memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee? Yea, and from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial fond records. In thy commandment, all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, my heaven. O most pernicious woman. O villain, villain, smiling damned villain! What's the matter?
Alas, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what?
My lord, as I was sewing in my chamber, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking together, with a look so piteous and purport as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of the horrors. He comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
Alas, I do not know. but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand thus o'er his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, a little shaky of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head thus o'er his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out of doors he went without their help, and to the last bended their light on me.
Come, go with me. I will seek the king. This must be known.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz. Something you have heard of Hamlet's transformation. What it should be, more than his father's death, that thus hath put him so much from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. Therefore I entreat you that, being of so young days brought up with him, that you vouchsafe you rest here in our court some little time, so by your companies to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather, so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown afflicts in thus that, opened, lies within our remedy. For the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
I obey.
Oh, I instantly beseech you to visit my too much changed son.
Heaven to make my presence and my practices pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
My good liege, I do believe I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Speak of that I do long to hear. I doubt it is no other but the maid. His father's death and I were hasty marriage.
Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is it to be anything else but mad?
More matter with less art.
Madame, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity. So mad let us grant it. Thus remains for us to find the very cause of this effect. I have a daughter, have who, whilst she is mine, hath brought me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial, my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia.
Came this from Hamlet to her.
Good madame, stay away. I will be faithful. Doubt the stars are fire, doubt the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I lose. Hamlet. This hath my daughter shown me, and along with all solicitudes as they fill out my time and means and place, all given to mine ear.
But how hath she received his love?
To my own mistress thus did I bespeak. Lord Hamlet the prince, out of thy sphere, this must not be. And thy precepts gave her to lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, and receive no tokens. He a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a watch, then into a fast, and by this declension into the madness wherein he now reigns.
Then you think 'tis this?
Had there been a time I'd fain know 'tis this, when it had proved otherwise?
Not that I know. How may we try it further?
You know how he sometimes walks for hours here in the lobby?
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll lease my daughter to him. He, I mean us, being hidden behind an auros then, mark the encounter. And if he not from his reason fallen thereon, then let me be no assistant to a state, but keep a farm of carters.
We will try it.
Oh, give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent well.
You are a fishmonger. Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord?
Aye, sir. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That is very true, my lord.
For if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a god gives you care. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter you conceive. Friend, look to it.
How say you by this? Still harping on my daughter? And you knew me not at first. You said I was a fishmonger. It's far gone. Far gone, but in my youth I suffered much for love. Very near this. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words? Words? Words?
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir. The satirical rogue says here the old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with the most recamps. All which, though I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For yourself, sir, should be old as I am, if like a crab you could go backward.
This is madness. There is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
It's my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. How pregnant your plays sometimes are. The joy which madness sometimes hits on. I will part him, contrive the means of meeting between him and my daughter. My good lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot take from me anything that I would more willingly part with all, except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
My most dear lord.
My excellent good friend. Ah, Rosencrantz. Good lad, how do ye?
As the indifferent children of the earth, happy but I am not over happy. On fortune's cap I am not the very button.
Nor the soles of her shoe?
Neither, my lord.
What meet you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Is it your own inclining? Were you not summoned? Is it a free visitation? Come, no justly with me. Come, come, nay, speak.
What should I say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for. There is a kind of confession in your looks, which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me. But I conjure you, by the rights of our fellowship, by the consummacy of our youth, be even and direct with me whether you were sent for or no.
My lord, I was sent for.
I shall tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the good king and queen wants no further. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed goes so heavily with me that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me to be a sterile promontory. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights me not. No, nor woman neither. Though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Gentlemen, you're welcome to Elsinore. You are welcome. But my uncle father and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk in my handsaw.